Hey guys, it's Tracey from Crochet Rossetti. How are you guys all doing? It's rainy and dreary here, which is okay because we need it. Our reservoirs are a little bit on the dry side. Yeah, I'm back. I have some stuff to share. I have some acquisitions, some whips, and some finished objects. And I got my Crochet World magazine, and I picked up a few other fun magazines that I thought I would share with you. So, the last video that I did, I showed a pair of slippers. And I got asked about what I would use to keep from slipping. So, I like puff paint or hot glue. You want to use a medium heat hot glue, not one of those real hot guns, industrial type guns. Usually a craft gun will do. I like the puff paint better because you can coordinate it with the yarn that you use. I did, and I didn't even bring it out to show you, but I did order some blanket yarn to try the slippers with the yarn that's done in the pattern, the pair that I made. Those are going off to Rose at Rose Likes Crochet for her donation stuff. Yeah, so that was one of the questions I got. I also got asked about the gnomes in the background. Well, I do have a tutorial for my stubby gnome. It's a 2-part tutorial. I don't remember when it, maybe over the winter time I put it out. I might revisit that one and do another tutorial at some point because it was one of my first tutorials. Although I'm still a newbie at tutorials, I want to get a little bit better at that. Maybe going over some things that I've learned in the 30 years I've been crocheting. When I started, I was a disaster. So I'm still learning 30 years later. I don't think that you'll ever know everything you need to know about crochet. I appreciate everybody who puts out videos, books, patterns, because every time I go to visit said pattern or video or a book, I always learn something new. Life's a lesson. We're always learning. So yeah, that's about the gnomes. Also, how do I stabilize the necks in my dolls? I have shared this before, and I will more than happy to keep sharing and sharing so that it helps whoever can help. I buy rollers at my local drugstore, hair rollers, and they usually come in a plastic pack, a variety of sizes. And yeah, I just stuff around the roller and inside the roller, and it's stable enough, it holds it, and you're not sticking like a doll or anything that's gonna hurt a child if they play with it. Yeah, so that's how I stabilize my doll necks. Again, I was asked also if I could revisit my hooded shawl that I crocheted back to. Okay, so in doing the back, what I did is I laid it out on the table and I measured to where I wanted the back panel to be and how far across I wanted it to be. And I literally just crocheted it right into the shawl itself. So it's just reattaching your yarn, working the same stitches down, or you could do a separate panel. You could slip stitch it on after the fact. You can do whatever you want, really. You don't have to attach it at the side. I did seam it at the sides. I did a slip stitch seam on the sides here to hold it. As far as the hood is the same thing. It's just a panel. You measure your head front to back, and then from right at the top of your back, you want to measure up and over so you know how tall you're going to need it. At least that's how I do it. If there's an easier way, do share. And then I just seam down the top there with a slip stitch. But it's comfy, it's cozy. It's the perfect weather right now to slip it on and just hang out with it. So yeah, so that's how I assembled that. Again, it was my first time doing it like this. Not the hooded shawl. I've done a hooded shawl before. I've done hooded scooties over the years, but adding the back panel to the shawl, it just adds a little more girth and warmth to the back. So yeah, so that's how I did that. And if you have any more questions about that, feel free to email me. You can also go over to my group, Crochet Rossetti. I am not a big social media person. I do try to check it once a day, sometimes twice. Some days I don't even go over, but I usually do try to get on at least once a day. So yeah, so that's Crochet Rossetti. All you have to do is answer 3 yarny questions and you're in. You can also find me on Instagram as Crochet Rossetti and on Etsy as Crochet Rossetti Art. Okay, got that out of the way. My own little plug. Okay, so those are the 3 first things I wanted to start with. I think I will go with finished projects. I had trying to work through my stash. I had a cake of hand-dyed yarn that I had, and I had a cake of purple yarn that I got from not Knit Picks, Knit Crate. I had one of those left in my stash after getting rid of a ton of yarn. So I made a little necky thing. It was going to be a scarf. I found that I didn't want to do the scarf. I just wanted to do a necky thing. So this is going to be donated to Rose's donation thing for wings. I like the hang. I like the drape of it. Yeah, I made up the pattern myself. Little unique. The seam actually belongs in the front area because there's different stitches around the seam than the I did V stitches on the rest. I also made a matching hat. I always measure them by my head. I have a very small head. So this would be for a smaller female or child. I mean, it has stretch to it because it does have some nylon in it from the hand-dyed yarn. So you can see the little speckles there that came from the yarn that I dyed. So that's going in the donation box. I also did a Just Feel Festive shawl. Z from Zelda NRJ, I believe her channel name is. For her birthday, she did a cal where everybody was making the Just Feel Festive shawl from the Quirky Monday podcast. I think I got that right. So I had some bits of yarn that I ordered from Yarn and the Farm in Beverly, Massachusetts. It was $75 for 1 box of mini skeins of yarn. For $75, there was maybe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mini hanks. There's like 86 yards per hank. So I was going to make this bigger. I knew I was only going to use 1 strand of fingering yarn. I did use, I believe, whatever hook size she used, I went down 1. So mine's smaller, it's thinner, it's more scarfy than it is shawly because of the size of yarn and the size of the hook. But I really, really liked doing this. These are all variegated, hand-painted yarns. I love the way it came out, and I think that it's gonna look awesome with a denim jacket for the fall. You can walk on the woods, whatever you wanna do. And it's just the perfect size for that. And yeah, I love it. So I'm very happy with the way this came out. So yeah, And it's a fun pattern. I'm gonna try to link all of the channels and all the people that I talk about today within the next couple of days in the description box below. So yeah, I love the colors. I love the different colors that it came. I think I was left with maybe like small little bits. And what I'm going to do with the small little bits is I get row 1 little samples. It's a subscription from row 1, and I'm saving up to make a scrappy blanket or a scrappy sweater. I'm not sure yet. So the scraps from this will go with that. Speaking of that, something just popped in. Oh, so I noticed when I went to go check my channel that a lot of the people that view my channel or watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you get a chance, if you want to, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. And if you want to get notified every time I put up a video, duh. Just hit the bell. I believe it's a dark colored bell with a little ring around it so that it lets you know whenever I put up a video. I do giveaways, so that's a good way to keep track of that. Another question I have for people who don't live in the US, if I was to do a giveaway and open it up worldwide, and I was to do an Amazon card, is that Amazon card good for any country, or do you have to purchase an Amazon card for that specific country? Maybe somebody could let me know in the comments below so that when I do my next giveaway, I can open it up a little bit. Yeah, definitely gonna open it up to Canada next time. And I want to extend it a little bit more. I just don't know the ins and outs of it. So let me know in the comments below. I do have 2 whips I'm working on. Yes, I know I have some serious issues. I'm all over the place. Okay, so let's do the crochet whip first. So I do have 1 crochet whip. I have 1 knitting whip right now that I'm working on. Not saying that I don't have other whips someplace in this house, because I am sure I do. But we're not going to talk about that, are we? So this one is week 1 of Ophelia Talks. It's called the Autumn Walk Blanket Cal, Pine Trees. And my friend Samantha, she's one of my yarny friends. She does watch my videos, and she is my friend on Facebook. She instant messaged me to let me know that that was going on. Excuse me. So I hopped on over and checked it out, and I figured, why not? I haven't made a blanket in a while, right? I need a cabinet for blankets. Yeah, so I like the way she did the pattern. So week 1 is very basic. It's a 1 row repeat once you get to the 3rd row. She has it so that she has each number, each row, the color, and she has a little box that you can check it off when you finish that, which is awesome. The only problem I'm having is because, yeah, the color switching. So every row is a new color. I mean, that's fine, but I'm having trouble keeping track of what the colors look like. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and write down the colors of the yarn and do a little swatch underneath so I can just look at that and know, okay, there's that color right there. Instead of, right now what I'm doing is I'm tucking the labels for the yarn into the center of the ball, and then I have to go back and search which one's which. Excuse me. Take a sip. So this is what I have so far. I'm really over the greens already, but I love the way the stitch definition's coming out. So I'm gonna be really excited to put this on the back of my chair when it's finished. Again, this is week 1. I'm not sure when week 2 comes out because I am behind. I just started this yesterday. I ordered the yarn maybe a week ago, and it came really quick. And I have all my yarn living in my basket that I got from the Christmas tree shop on clearance summer blowout for like $1. I think it was that. It was like really cheap. So yeah, so I will leave her link down below. I went and got the written pattern. She has a website, Ophelia Talks. Let's see. I'll leave it in the link down below, but I believe it's opheliatalks.com. I'm not sure. But she has a YouTube channel also, if you don't know. I will try to link that also. Again, give me a couple days to edit. Yeah. So that is my crochet whip. Not saying I won't be starting another one because I have to start another doll. I just need to make her backpack. I did stop the other bag. It was too small. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a brown backpack to hang off the back of her. Yeah. So then I'll be starting another doll. I am going to be decluttering. I think I'm getting to a point where I'm a little overwhelmed by all the yarn that I have around me. So what I want to do is keep it around me in small portions. And I bought some storage bins and I'm going to store them in, I got some plastic bags, storage bags, see-through, and I'm going to store all the yarn someplace else in the house so that I only have yarn around me that I'll be working on or that will motivate me for the next project. And if I need other types of yarns, I will go to that storage area where I have all the other yarns and I will pick through that and shop my house, as they say. I am working on a knitting pattern right now. It is from Yarnspirations and it's called the Asymmetrical Knit Shawl. And it's a free pattern on their website. And I am using the yarn that I dyed a couple weeks ago. So it's this pink here. And I am doing the lace part in this black. So, what did I learn doing this? Well, I'm learning how to do an asymmetrical shawl. Number one, I also learned that I'm doing my yarn overs wrong, which is why they're coming out so loose. So I figured that out. So from here on out, it should be a little bit better. You can see where they're a little bit smaller up here, where they're larger down there. I don't think it really matters much. I mean, it doesn't look bad either way, but it just makes the stitching easier, the knitting around those stitches. So it starts off with the garter stitch, which I have here, and then it goes into the knit stitch, then it goes back to the garter stitch, and then it goes to a lace stitch. So I am on rows 147 through 166 right now, and that's working the garter stitch. As you can see, I color code and pen code and write notes all over the pattern. So I did print it out in black and white, so I did not use up my colored ink. I also, when I get to the different section, I will write down the stitches that need to be done, like with the increase stitches, so that I know when I'm done, and then I cross them out as I go, because every other row is an increase row. It just makes it easier for me. Along with progress keepers, which I have my gnome here that I'm using, and I'm using a bumblebee. So those are my two whips. I showed you my finished objects. I did get my lether, and I did make a purchase from Expression Fiber Arts. Okay, so I will start with my lether, which I did unsubscribe to lether, not because it's bad yarn or I was disappointed or anything like that. I want to work through stuff right now. I just feel like we are still in the red zone right now as far as the coronavirus, and we are still socially isolated and not going out unless we need to. More so now because our numbers are climbing again. And we're all just in the house, which is maybe that's why I'm so I overwhelmed by everything. If I wasn't here all the time looking at it, maybe I wouldn't be so overwhelmed. But right now I have to do it for my own sanity. So I'm going to work through some stuff that I have, and I do have a lot, so that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not going to order any more yarn. I'm really going to try not to. But in a case where, like I was doing the pattern for the slippers, I did have to order blanket yarn because I did not have any. Also, I just watched a video by Marley Bird on the Fair Isle scarf using the Fair Isle Red Heart yarn, which they're out of stock. Surprise, surprise. So when they come back in stock, I might order 2 skeins of that. I do have 1. I'm not sure if it's enough. And try that knit pattern. Okay, so as far as my Lether, I believe it was an anniversary one. I'm not positive. It's the butterfly collection. It came with a butterfly pin here. It came with the booklet. Oh, if you haven't gotten yours yet, shut it off. Sorry. It does have a few patterns in here to work. And this is the color yarn I got. So I did get that. And I did order Expression Fiber Arts. She has awesome tutorials, awesome patterns. And she dyes, I don't know if she dyes her husband dye it or whatever it may be. But she had Halloween themed yarn that came out that I wanted to get. Each skein of yarn came with a skein pin. So I got 3. So 2 of these will be going towards a giveaway in the future. I'm gonna keep 1 because Yoda likes his pin collection. If you don't know who Yoda is, he's my mascot. He has all of my pins that have to do with fiber goodness on him. He's getting a little front heavy though. We're gonna have to put some on the back too. Okay, so this one here, I'm all steamy. I just got out of the shower, so my hair's still wet. This one here is called Suspense. It's a resilient sock, 100% superwash merino wool. There's 400 yards. US needle number 0 through 2 or a hook B through E. Hand or machine wash, lay flat to dry. Look at those colors. I have a brand new pair of boots that I got, was it last Christmas? From one of my husband's customers. And I've not had a chance to wear them because all this happened. Excuse me. The next one is called Lake House. Same stats. And it looks like a night sky at a lake. To me. Isn't that pretty? And this one is called Creeping. Aren't those pretty? And they were pre-ordered. They came very quick. So I'm very, I'm sorry guys. I was very satisfied with that order. And we'll revisit her shop. I always do anyway because I love her patterns. I did her, it was called the boho shawl, and a friend snagged that. So that is my yarn acquisition, and I got my subscription from Crochet World. If you get one and you haven't got it yet, turn it off, fast forward. And here's a picture of the patterns that are in the book. I haven't really had a chance to sit down and look at it. There are a couple that I want to make. And yeah, it's always nice to have magazines to look at when you're sitting around. Along with that, I got the Better Homes and Gardens Holiday Crafts, because you know what? Christmas is coming. I need to get some stuff in my Etsy shop because it is just about empty. And I only have 2 hands. I need to duplicate myself a couple times. Some really cute stuff in here. Those wreaths look easy enough to make. Yeah. And because winter is here or fall's here and I like soup, I got the Cooking Light Soups magazine. I am expecting a, I had to order a new crock pot. I use my crock pots out. I have to replace them like every 2 years. I mean, I literally use them almost every day. I love soup, sauces, anything saucy. And it always feels good on my throat. So I ordered the Instapot one where you can actually saute in the crock pot. So I'm really looking forward to that because that means no pans. And I have the stuff to make a, not sure if I'm gonna do a sausage cabbage soup or a sausage kale soup. Usually I cook pasta on the side, whether it be tortellini or my favorite, which is jovial brown rice pasta. And I'll keep that on the side and just add it to the soup so it doesn't turn to mush. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting that today. It's probably not going to be here in time for me to start a soup today, but that's okay. So I was just approved to be monetized. I'm very excited. I did go back and forth with whether or not to monetize my channel, but if it helps with some funds to purchase stuff for giveaways or to go towards, not saying that it would cover because I know you're not going to make a lot of money from YouTube, but if any little bit helps towards equipment to up my game at tutorials, yeah, so that's going to happen. I'm not sure how it works right now because again, I wasn't going to do it. I've been able to do it for a while, but I went back and forth whether I wanted to do commercials or not. But again, it helps with giveaways, and I do a lot of giveaways, and they are substantial in my eyes for giveaways. I try not to chintz, nor does anybody. Everybody gives away wonderful giveaways. I don't normally enter giveaways because I have a hard time keeping up with videos, to be honest. And I have so much already, and I'm thankful for what I have, unless it's something that I, like a project bag or maybe enamel pins or something like that, that is different. But as far as yarn goes, I have so much yarn that I'm giving mine away here and there. So yeah, I want to thank everybody who came by, new subscribers, welcome, and I hope you hang out and stick around. This is a very rambling on video. Again, social isolation. So the only person I get to talk to on a daily basis is myself, well, a weekly basis, myself into my camera. It's a thing, guys. Oh, we're gonna all go loco, I'm telling you. So yeah, that's what I got for you today. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, the rest of their week, and I will come on as soon as I have something more to share. But for now, that's all I have, and have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.